All right, guys, I apologize. I had to cut the recording because someone called me on the phone. So, okay, so this is part 2. Alliteration again. It suggests here that it's a stylistic device. It's the repetition of the same or similar consonant sound in succession. So you're trying to say or to introduce different words that sound the same, or it's just like, for example, here we have she sells sorry guys, she sells seashells by the seashore. All right, here we go. I'm really bad at alliteration. Yeah, but you got the meaning, right? So basically here, she sells seashells by the seashore. Done. I guess you guys understood what I'm trying to say here. So we call this alliteration. Imagery. So basically imagery is a compilation of sensory details that enable the reader to visualize the event. Imagine that you're, for example, you're on the phone with a friend and you're watching something, and you want your friend who is not able to see what you're seeing, you want them to live the same moments and the same experience. You're trying to bring in a lot of details and make it more vivid to the person on the phone. Or imagine there's someone who's visually impaired who can't see what you're seeing, who's right next to you, and you're trying to show them the scene through imagery. So this is a good example for what you can actually say. So Herman Melville, in his Moby Dick novel, he said here, for example, it says here, now small fowls means birds, now small fowls flew screaming over the yet yawning gulf. A sullen white surf beat against its steep sides. Steep means narrow. Then all collapsed. All the great shroud means cover. All the greats and the great shroud of the sea rolled on as it rolled 5,000 years ago. All right, so in this passage we could see that Melville uses vivid imagery such as the yawning gulf and sullen white surf to capture the scene. Then we have irony. Irony is used in satire, for example. So it's an instance of language conveying the opposite of its literal meaning. So for example, we have verbal irony. It's a speech that conveys the opposite of a literal meaning. So if we say, for example, he did not give up his seat to the old lady standing next to him, what a gentleman. You really don't mean that that person is a gentleman. You actually think it's the opposite. So you're using irony here. You're trying to say that he's absolutely the opposite of a gentleman. You're trying probably to say, what a loser. All right, for example, we also have situational irony. It's an event that occurs that is the opposite of what is expected. And then there is dramatic irony, which is usually applied to theater or literature. It's an instance in which the audience knows that knows something that the characters involved do not. So it is ironic because we, the readers, know the truth while the characters do not. So this is what we call dramatic irony. And that would be it. I got most of my information from the references below. I wish you have a wonderful day and see you guys soon again in another lesson, hopefully. Bye.